because I haven't posted in a very long time, and I just thought, and I was like, well, abortion's a topic that is said to be wrong by some people and then accepted by others. So I'm gonna list my opinion on it because why not? And my opinion is really depends on the circumstances of like what led up to the pregnancy, meaning if a woman and her boyfriend were having sex and then turns out, oh, she got pregnant with his child, she shouldn't be allowed to have an abortion because she agreed to it, and it's kind of just like, oh, well, there's always a consequence. If, on the other hand, it was rape, like, she was drugged or whatever, and it resulted in her getting raped, and she got pregnant with the man who raped her child, she should be allowed to get an abortion if she wants an abortion. Because, I mean, if she didn't like the guy that got her pregnant, and she thinks, I don't want it, then she shouldn't have to have it because it was never her choice. She didn't have a choice in it. I can understand the whole, it's murder, oh my god, it's murder, you're murdering a child. Well, it really, it should all depend on the circumstances, meaning, if the woman goes, oh, I was raped by my ex because he broke up with me when he found out I was having a baby. That's not rape because you agreed to it. Like, if you agree to have sex with somebody, it's not rape because you agreed to it. But if you agreed to it and you were drunk, or if you agreed to it and you were high or something, then you're no longer under the influence, and then you're like, oh god, I had sex with this guy, and you when you're not drugged or drunk or whatever, are thinking, oh god, I don't want, what do? I didn't agree to this or something, and you're thinking I didn't agree to it because you were under the influence, then then it's rape, because you in the right mind didn't agree to it, but he or whoever took advantage of the person who's now pregnant, who would now could possibly become pregnant because they took advantage of them being drugged or them being drunk or them being high and said, hey, do you want to have sex with me? And they're like, oh yeah, sure, because they're under the influence, and then they don't know what they're doing because they're drunk, and it's like, that's not good. And I mean, if they're really drunk, like they can't even stand up straight, then it's the point where it'd be, oh well, I took advantage of you being drunk. That person took advantage of it. If they're like just to the point where they have a small buzz and they're like, oh yeah, sure, and they can stand and they can walk, then that's enough. Then it would be you agreed to it, because like, it's a very serious topic, the whole abortion ordeal, because people are saying, oh, it's murder. Excuse me, sorry, I had a soda. Sorry. Like, they're saying, oh, it's murder because you're killing the child. Well, wouldn't it be the woman's choice to have the child? Wouldn't it be the choice? Like, if the woman got raped, then it's a choice. Because she can have the baby she wants. Yeah. But that doesn't mean she has to. But if the woman agreed to having sex with the guy, and she wasn't under the influence, and she was fine, and she was just walking, and the guy says, hey, do you want to have sex with me? She shouldn't be able to get an abortion because she chose to have sex with the guy. And then, you didn't use protection. Like, you can't really choose to get sexually transmitted diseases. I mean, the person you're with, has HIV. Oh, I didn't tell you, sorry. Well, you can't get an abortion to get rid of that. Oh, you can't, well, you chose to have sex with them, and they didn't tell you. Or, oh, you chose to do this, they didn't tell you. like, I'm not saying everything's a choice. Like, I'm not saying that being LGBT is a choice. I'm not saying that being transgender is a choice. I'm not saying that any of that. I'm not saying that being black is a choice, because I saw a post on Facebook and I was like, what? And I slapped that woman because she was saying that being black is a choice, and I was like, what? Like, that doesn't make sense. Sorry, I got off topic, but, like, I'm not saying that everything's a choice, but I am saying that if you get raped, or it is forced, and you have no say in the matter, then it should be a choice. But if it shouldn't be a choice if you just chose to do it. Are y'all getting what I'm saying? Y'all understanding? Because I'm saying it because a lot of people, like, I had a friend, an old friend of mine. She's older than me, for those of you who know my age. She's older than me, and she got pregnant with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend stayed with her and said, oh, I can't wait to have this child, and she chose to get an abortion. And now she thinks, I wish I kept the child. I wish I gave birth to the child, because I wish I knew what they looked like and stuff like that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're with the person that you are having the child with, or you broke up as soon as the person dumped you, it was still your choice. If you were raped or something like that, it's not your choice, because you have no say in the matter. So, like, if I were to be walking somewhere, and some guy were to be like, hey, you want to have sex with me? I'd be like, no. For 2 reasons. But still, I'd be, nope. I'd say nope and walk away. But if some guy jumped on me and then raped me, I'd be like, shit, where's the fucking clinic? Because I don't know if I'm getting pregnant or not. So then I'd go over to the clinic, be like, I'd find a clinic, get the address and the phone number, and then go home. Wait a while. If I end up pregnant, I'd show up and be like, okay, I don't want this child. I didn't choose, I don't want it. I didn't say I wanted it. I never said I wanted to have sex with the guy. Get rid of it, please. And that's what I would do. I'd get rid of the child. But if I had sex with a guy that I said yes to having sex with him, oh god, my hand is shaking. Ugh. Ugh. Then I would say, okay, I can't get rid of this kid because I chose it. Because you're choosing not to have safe sex. You're choosing to have sex with a guy and then have the chance of getting pregnant. Like, last thing we need is another 16 and Pregnant show. A Teen Mom or whatever. All those shows where it's like, oh, a teenager is pregnant. Yeah. We don't need another one. Like, or even if you're an adult and you just get raped and you don't want this kid, then don't have it. But you can also take another choice. Like, if you do get raped and you're thinking, oh, abortion's a bad thing, I can't do that, my family wouldn't agree with it, they'd claim it's murder, then have the child and put it up for adoption. Because then it's not your child, you don't have to deal with it, it's still alive, and your family can't hate you because the child is alive still. Just like, you can have it if you want, but I wouldn't necessarily myself, because I don't want to become a mom. I never fancied children. I mean, it's just, I do babysit, yeah, but those aren't my kids, so they're not entirely my responsibility, and I don't have to deal with them 24/7. Like, I agree with the whole, oh, you had a baby, that's amazing, you're pregnant, like, type deal, and I agree with you if you're thinking, oh, abortion's murder and stuff like that. It technically is, but if the woman is raped, then it should be legal. But if the woman agreed to it and she wasn't drugged or she wasn't under the influence of something, then it should be illegal. But then, of course, there are always gonna be people that say, oh, I was drugged in by my boyfriend or whatever, And then they're gonna be like, but then it'd kind of be confusing because then you don't know if they're lying or not. And you just kind of have to go with the whole, if the girl ends up pregnant and she says, oh, it's not my fault, the guy didn't bring protection. It should also be the girl's fault too, because she still agreed to it. So, like, you can't put everything on the guy, really. You're having sex, you shouldn't put everything that you have on the guy. And or the guy shouldn't depend on the girl to bring protection, and the girl shouldn't depend on the guy to bring protection. So, like, a guy says, oh, did you bring protection to the girl? The girl's like, what? Why would I do that? Then she says, oh, I thought you did it. And if that happens to any of my subscribers, where they're like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Then just say, we're not having sex. That's it. We're not having sex. It's not my fault. We're not having sex. Or just do it in the back if you want. I don't care, but that's not what I do. I just be like, yep, bye. I'm gonna go eat dinner with my friends now. Bye. And then I just walk out, because why not? Because, like, the last thing you need is to end up pregnant when you don't want the child. So just use protection, or just don't do it at all. Because if you don't do it at all, you're not going to end up pregnant because you didn't do anything to cause it. And if you do it, use protection so you don't cause it, even though there's still a chance that the condom might break or whatever. So just don't do it if you don't feel like you're ready for kids, because no matter what you do, there's still like a 0.0001% chance that you will get pregnant. I mean, there are some birth controls and stuff to prevent it. That's like 100%. Like, that thing that they put in their arm to stop ovulation and all that. Ugh, I don't want to talk about it. I'm tired. But still, like, if you think that it's, like, don't do it when you know that you're gonna do specific things in a specific amount of time. So just, like, all I'm saying is stay safe. If you don't want to have a kid, don't have the kid. And, if you don't want to have the kid, don't have sex. Pretty much. If you don't want to have a kid, don't have sex. Unless you're using protection, or unless you know that you're not going to get pregnant. Because the last thing you need is an unwanted child, and then the child feeling upset because you just said, I never wanted you, or you were a mistake, or something like that to the kid, because that's just messed up. So, just kind of be nice to each other, and if you do get raped, you have my word of saying you should be able to get an abortion, because you were raped and you had no choice. But if you weren't raped and you weren't given a choice, then you should. Wait, what? You don't. Wait. Let me reword that. If you weren't raped and you had a choice, that makes more sense. If you had a choice, then you shouldn't be able to get an abortion, because you chose it. You chose not to have safe sex. So I hope you all understand it. Like, if you're in an abusive relationship, then you should be allowed to get an abortion, because you were technically raped by the person that you were dating. So I hope and you technically also didn't have a choice. Like, if you don't have a choice in the matter where you're raped, or whatever caused you to become pregnant, then you should be allowed to get an abortion. And if you did have a choice and you chose to have sex with somebody, then you shouldn't. You shouldn't be allowed to have an abortion. So I hope that makes sense. Sorry this dragged on, and the fact that I completely messed up what I was saying for like a minute. So I hope you all have a great day. Faith be already out, and goodbye! Also, I hope you guys are all having an amazing summer, and I will see you in the next video.